But those stories already started to unfold. Alex Palou, David Malukas are on the front row. Marcus Armstrong, Felix Rosenquist in row number 2. Then it's Marcus Ericsson, Scott McLaughlin, Nolan Siegel, Kyle Collette, Paddle Award, and Will Power. As the formation looks amazing as they come off of turn number 14 and start to climb the hill. All eyes are on the starter and the flag stand, waiting on the green flag to fly. Waiting as they crest the hill, and the green flag flies on the Xpel Grand Prix at Road America into turn number 1.
It's Alex Palou with that yellow and red DHL Honda leading the field down to turn number 1 as we see a lot of jostling for position left and right. Marcus Armstrong grabs second. They're clean out of one, and it's Palou, the race leader. Palou already with a 2 car length advantage, about 2 wide, 3 or 4 car lengths back as Kyle Collette tries to get alongside Scott McLaughlin. That's the battle for the 5th position. One of the drivers go off, but Alex Palou has the lead as he makes his way to turn 5.
So the crowd down here in turn number 5 anticipates seeing this field at speed, and the first they see is Alex Palou, who has a sizable advantage. David Malukas has got pushed back at the start. They have a turn number 6. Early issues for Christian Lundgaard.
Sure enough, Mark. I thought that was Nolan, but it looks like he just got into the back of somebody, cut his tire down. It's a front tire. They got a nose wing and a tire ready for him this next time around.
Doesn't take long for the carnage. And what I was really amazed about, Davey, all the dirt and dust that came up off the racetrack at the start of this race into turn number 1.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing. The cars were just on there. You wouldn't think there'd be that much out there, but they do sweep, they do clean, kind of move stuff around, just dust. And how about that move on the outside? Wing to Speed K in the carousel. Wow.
Alexander Rossi on the charge early on. He's +5. Christian Rasmussen has picked up 4 positions early on. Louis Foster starting back in the field. He was able to pick his way through, get himself a couple of spots as Boyd Lundgaard continues to lift that car around the racetrack. That left front is flat, and there might be a little bit of suspension damage. They'll have to give it into the pits and let the team check it out. So it's Palou, Armstrong, Malukas, Rosenquist, and McLaughlin in the top 5. Ericsson, Collette, Award, Siegel, and Scott Dickens, the top 10 as the leader starts to crest the hill and head to turn 1.
Alex Palou pops into view. He's got a healthy lead over Marcus Armstrong. The turn 5 area is one where drivers can go aggressively to the outside to try to make a move, but you run out of real estate quickly. So as a result of that, everybody is so foul now as they work their way through. One driver is going to be up a couple of spots. Right now,
back there as well. Armstrong, who's 1.2 seconds back. David Malukas is about a second behind them, but it's Felix Rosenquist is starting to work on David Malukas now as they work their way off of turn number 14. That is the battle for the 3rd position. It's Malukas and it's Rosenquist, but Palou and Armstrong, Nick, have a pretty comfortable advantage.
Scott McLaughlin, that's the battle for the 5th position.
Lundgaard, as Nick had mentioned, is on the lead lap. He is working his way now under the Corvette bridge. Now it's Palou that comes into turn number 5. He is followed again by Armstrong. Then it's Malukas with Rosenquist running the wing. And Scott McLaughlin is in the back. McLaughlin's trying to make that move.
He made up a couple of positions in front of Grosjean and Rasmussen.
McLaughlin and Collette, that's a pretty good battle. Paddle Award and Nolan Siegel, they stay tight, but it's Malukas and Rosenquist, the ones that we're watching as the leader continues to step away a little bit. It's Alex Palou by 1.8 seconds over Marcus Armstrong, and then you go ways back to Malukas and Rosenquist. Ericsson stands in there, Nick, and then it's McLaughlin and Collette.
Yeah, that Ericsson-McLaughlin battle was played down here in Colorado. Over Felix Rosenquist as they cross underneath the Sargento Bridge. It's so fascinating to watch these cars in the turn because Alex Palou just seems to kind of ride his car down to a more narrow line through the corners than the rest of the field. A little bit further behind him, Malukas again getting all kinds of activity from Rosenquist, and holds on to about a point and a half in there.
Holman walking through 20th. Rita C.K. 21st. 22nd is Nick Schumacher. 23rd is Joseph Dugard. 24th is Stingray Robb, and Christian Lundgaard is 25th as the leaders already crest the hill, and their advantage continues to grow. But what does not continue to grow is the advantage Malukas has over Felix Rosenquist. It tightens up down into turn number 1.
And Moon Lake, Wisconsin, looking like a little like the Indianapolis 500. David Malukas and Felix Rosenquist nearly side by side in turn number 5. Rosenquist right there now back under the other 23rd. Side by side in turn number 6. And those marks are the same as the camera.
Reports from the pit brought to you by Shell, the official fuel of the NTT Indycar Series. 5 laps complete of the 55 to be contested. Alex Palou, Marcus Armstrong, Dave Lucas, Felix Rose, the first Marcus Harris to the top 5. Scott McLaughlin, Kyle Collette, Kyle Award, Nolan Stigman, and Scott Dixon to the top 10 at the Xpel Grand Prix.
We get to that Indycar radio in just a few moments. We're working lap 6 of 55 in the Xpel Grand Prix presented by AMR. Around Santino Ferrucci in the 12th spot. So the 18 around the 14 here. Working lap number 7. Green flag still out at the Grand Prix of America. That's still Grand Prix of America. Presented by AMR. Still on the green flag condition. This is now working your way towards Pier 5 up the hill underneath the Burgo Bridge.
5, Jake Query. How about that battle for 6 between McLaughlin and Collette?
Yeah, McLaughlin the last couple of circuits has noticed that that young upstart rookie is right on his rear wing. Same holds true now in turn number 5. McLaughlin now has Collette. Collette starting towards the green side. He's got Kyle Award just behind him. McLaughlin holds it off on that green car. McLaughlin currently running the 6th position. He is on the ultimate with that green car versus 2. And they're on the primary. Collette Award. Got McLaughlin. He's on the red. And then Kyle Collette on those alternate tires, or I should say the primary tires, makes his way down into turn number 4. A 2-car disadvantage for the battle for 6.
And again, a furious pace at the outset of this race, notably from the front 5. Now McLaughlin running into 6, and Collette right there. There's Kyle followed by so Jack back to Scott Dixon all of P6.
Wow, that's grip. Big difference for Kyle Collette. That's right. He was absolutely on top of McLaughlin, and that time the tires get better and better when you're not. The battle for the 3rd position. 2-car length disadvantage and nearly close it with Lucas as they head down to turn 5.
And these two have been nearly glued to one another since the outset of this race. It is Malukas now into turn number 5. Rose is racing in that black machine, kind of blends into that pavement, but Malukas knows he's there. 2 cars advantage for David Malukas.
Kyle Collette continues to wear out the rear wing of the car. Scott McLaughlin they will go in before they clear his set up in turn 6. I think he's going to get him right there. We see Graham Rahal make a pass go down turn 5. But you're right. I think Collette's going to get that pass on McLaughlin. He's definitely going to McLaughlin, Collette, Award, Siegel, and Dixon now into the top 10. Grosjean, Ferrucci, Rasmussen, Simpson, Calder, Kirkwood, Rahal, Rossi, DK, and Schumacher your top 20. Power, Newgarden, Robb, Foster, and Lutgard. We've got a couple pit stops. Will Power just off the pit lane. And it looks like he is heading back out to the race course. We've got a couple of other cars on pit lane as well. We've got a green Foster on pit lane. Foster's down the way with some new Firestones and the fuel. So pit cycle for the 3-stop sequences starting to come out. Will Power has gone to the primary lane, Davey, so you were spot on. You said around lap 11, 12, or 13, you thought was 13.
Yeah, a little bit early. I thought 13 would be the earliest thing to come in, so a little bit earlier than I would suggest. A little bit of control, roll up, red, burn up a little bit more fuel. You would have wanted to go to Kyle Collette. He continues to swap out the Scott McLaughlin. They continue to swap that position, and they continue to do that now as they work their way up the bridges. By them mixing it up a little bit, that has allowed Kyle Award to pull in on that side. That's the interesting battle for the Kyle Award is making time to play now. These are those primary tires.
Black and come on. Turn of front wing goes down. They wait for the fuel. Down and away. 7.5 seconds. Right behind him, David Malukas comes in. Off the reds, a little bit of hesitancy, getting the ball up on the jack. Turn and a half of front wing. Black side for Malukas. He's down the way.
Marcus Armstrong also with the stop. Let's go to DJ.
Kyle Collette was having such a great race, and now they can't get the fuel inserted into the car. They're going to send him out on his way, but the team certainly does not know if they got that thing full of Shell fuel.
27 the seat of Kyle Kirkwood. He cuts the pit lane for service. Updates from the pits brought to you by Shell, the official fuel of the NTT Indycar Series. They jump in a traffic jam into turn number 1.
Yeah, we got one of the Dale Quinn cars to score with Roman Grosjean. He just stacked them up. There was a near accident.
fortunate down here as his teammate Kevin Hauser had to swing to the left, right in the front of oncoming traffic that included Christian Rasmussen. Mark, that was almost a big accident, but it was Grosjean very slow off of pit lane.
Baby. Yeah, it looks like Grosjean may have it. He had a left rear tire loose. It's going to fall off anytime. He's nursed it around the track as best he can, Mark. But 4 miles ago, and what a great run he had going. Just got a tire left loose.
And Michael Young, you saw him moving slowly to turn number 3.
Yeah, he was wiggling, trying to figure out what was wrong, and it is that left rear tire as he makes his way down to turn number 5. He's got a long way to go before he makes it back to pit lane.
And Jake Cleary, you can pick him up as he works his way underneath the Sargento Bridge.
He is definitely off pace. We'll see whether or not he has all 4 tires still on. He does, in fact, but no, just as I say that, he spins, that tire comes loose. Full close caution is that left side rear tire for Romain Grosjean. Now goes through the gravel area here. Grosjean spins, and I think he realizes as he's perpendicular to the track with the AMR safety car there, he now knows he only has 3/4 of the tires needed for Romain Grosjean.
Sometimes, if it weren't for bad luck, Romain Grosjean,
Wow.
no luck at all.
What an unfortunate incident for him because he was running really, really good, very competitive, and then just didn't get that left rear tire loose for whatever reason. It's going to cost him.
I know we're under caution, Nick Yeoman, but the traffic jam continues as we enter the pits in your end.
Yeah, and Alex Palou and Felix Rosenquist are basically flat racing. Rosenquist has just leading Palou and did a lap ago.
It goes green the whole way. Rosenquist is on the alternate. The next driver on the alternate, 11th place running Dennis Hauser. We'll see what Palou, Erickson, Armstrong, Award, Stigman, and others can do with the leader as they head towards turn number 1.
Green flag is back in the air, and it is the Indy 500 champion, Felix Rosenquist, leading Alex Palou down into turn number 1. Car jumping out of line in the 4th position. That's Marcus Armstrong. He'll seal off Pato Award in 5th as they race down into 3.
Marcus Armstrong trying to reclaim that 2nd position, has worked his way again to 4th, but it's Felix Rosenquist. 3 car length advantage over Alex Palou. Then it's Marcus Erickson and the aforementioned Marcus Armstrong as they head underneath the Sargento Bridge.
First time that the cars have come to speed here in turn number 5 without Alex Palou in front. It is Felix Rosenquist, the leader, followed by Palou, then right behind him, Marcus Erickson. Palou has near full of Marcus Armstrong. He's back to the again. Slight elevation change downhill. Felix Rosenquist about a 6-car length advantage over Palou. Then you wait just a little bit halfway that back before you get Erickson, followed by Armstrong, Pato Award. Then it's going from Luke to stop the clock. The Lord's away before they inside. Update for the 5th division front.
Dennis Hauser coming down into pit lane for a puncture. That is why we saw the young Norwegian.
Palou is right there, and as they work their way at the apex of turn number 5, Palou draws it even closer. His department to the head advantage now from Felix Rosenquist.
Even though he looks like he's going close, the car's not moving around, he's braking, he doesn't really drive it as deep as anybody else.
Number 5, it is Rosenquist. Palou just behind him. Palou is right there on the rear wing now. If he's waiting for those tires to fall off, we'll find out. Now the big run Alex Wolf.
A big thing is cerebral for Alex Palou. Last time up the front middle, he had very long. How much overtakes does Rosenquist have left? He finished at that point 133 seconds.
So maybe you're trying to decipher that for the folks is what that conversation's like between Barry Walter and Alex Palou.
Yeah, so he got pushed to pass with you get 200 seconds of it. Right now, Palou, as you said, 164, Rosenquist 133. Actually, Palou has more than anybody at the end of the race. That's a big plus because you have extra power over everybody else. A definite positive. And then pit window right now. So the last, they pit window about 14 to 15. So I would say about 28, 27 range, we're going to be seeing them probably about 43.
I'll tell you what, massive crowd that has shown up, and they're being treated right now to the show of Felix Rosenquist with Palou right on the rear wing. They're really separated now from Erickson, followed by Armstrong. Pato Award and no single into the collision. We'll see how that battle looks a little further back. You go from 7 cars back. It's been Malukas, the Boston, Rasmussen, and Power. They're involved in pretty good battles. We've seen Kyle Clement. First they are. They mentioned Alexander Ross He was shotgun back to the back of the field with major replacement. Now he's coming back. Christian Rasmussen going to be on Scott McLaughlin. McLaughlin holds him off there to turn number 6. Rasmussen really scratching his head. He said, we've been lost all weekend long. Way large Indy Xpel Grand Prix of Road America. Indycar fan village on the main paddock road. Let's get the shot by the Xpel. As well on the main paddock area. By Parker John. Out of the paddock area is Weston. Then you stop to grab yourself a nice full 74 body right about the halfway mark. Ooh, a little elbows out. Into turn 5 under braking. And quite the fight. Going up the hill underneath the full that bridge here. So a battle. 4th position. Deeper into the field. We'll rejoin Indycar Radio Network. The more coverage of the Xpel Grand Prix Road America presented by AMO. Across the starting line today. Download the Only Bulls app, open your account, and start your first lap. Only Bulls, your green flag, the building just so well to Michael Young.
I always wanted to look back to turn number 3 just to watch the drivers as they make their way down into turn number 3. And David Malukas went off course and picked up a ton of dust just moments ago. Something just like completely off the racing surface. But again, hold on to the car.
Not hard to do late descent here, Davey, when that grip starts to go away. Yeah. Look at all those primary tires.
That's right. You know, you look at all the extras of these cars on the track. And
No fuel, but a clean stop for the pass. Let's go to DJ Clark.
Willpower in and out, going from just black, single black, just fuel putting in the car, and he's back out there when it's done.
And then when you do it on the green, it's all about timing.
It's all about timing right now, so just stay wet and yellow. You know, you're going to put I mean, if the yellow can come out right out, they hurt somebody. That's all here's still on the Alex Cole. But one good thing that Alex did, he was able to come out in front of one of those cars. That's Alder. He's coming really late. Now, he's on some warmer tires. He may be able to get by below here, but if he can stay ahead of him, big advantage.
Well, that advantage is about to go away because, believe it or not, Alex Palou will have to come back to the pits for violating the pit lane.
I mean, we haven't heard that very often.
No, not very often at all.
That's definitely going to ruin his day. No question about it. That he's going to have to take a big loss in track position there. So much is
I mean, do you think that's going to stick, really?
Yeah.
You know, if the previous race was telling us anything, somehow, someway.
In reality,
Half a turn of left and really serving himself right now. And then going 8.15 seconds to that stop. Alex Palou is coming through for his drive-through penalty.
Brought to you by Shell, the official fuel of the
wow, that's massive. A lot of lap time there now. It's kind of going to race somewhat. If the yellow was to come out right now, Bobby would have had it. I don't see that happen.
Reminder, is there some way to kind of police that within the team to remind these drivers to slow down before you get to that?
Yeah, you know, when I'm on the stand, the first thing I do is watch your speed. Watch your speed, you know, get your heat your brakes, and do like we talked about, really long entry into the lane and just, get a car to here's that yellow flag maybe on the front straightaway. Left out, left up. Very movement up this hill.
Yeah, that's the 21 Christian Rasmussen. He is calling, literally calling to the start of the flag. So this is the slide machine down the health spot to Tim Holland's car. And he stops with the nose just spot guy at the start-finish line. So Christian Rasmussen, who had worked his way into the top 10, his day is right.
Yeah, well, this is going to help Palou big time. A lot of these guys that haven't pitted yet, yellow's going to come out. They're going to have to pit. Palou's going to back on the front. That drive-through won't affect him at all at this point.
What's out there at 24th is Paddle Award. The only car out of the race brought out this caution, Christian Rasmussen. who will be shown at 25th on this day. Aaron Lyman flies the green flag as the leaders head to turn number 1.
Here comes the field, swerving back and forth, trying to break the draft as Roman Grosjean. He's looking to the inside as Marcus Armstrong, though, leading the field as we got cars going sideways. In fact, Grosjean just went way wide off the racetrack. Michael, as the leaders head to 3.
Armstrong, 3 college advantage over Malukas. Then it's Rossi, Will Power, Graham Rahal. They are your top 5. Everyone else nose to tail. No one trying to take advantage of the early portion of this restart.
They set up now for turn number 5, and we'll see whether or not this is an area where you have drivers trying to make a move. The leader is Marcus Armstrong. Malukas brakes very late, and as a result, that led him to the win. Armstrong
Turn number 6. Yeah, Marcus Harrison got shoved to the side. He's running side by side right now with Scott McLaughlin. He's trying to gather that back in. We'll see if he's able to do that. Wants to work his way around his teammate Kyle Kirkwood.
Yeah, I hate that little punt that they do. I mean, if you're on the outside going to 5, it seems like everybody they're just going to run you off the track, and that's what happened to Erickson. We'll put him from that 6th position all the way back. He's going to file in back in about the 14th.
And we just saw a pass made in that carousel, Davey. We don't see it very often as Schumacher was able to work his way around Grosjean.
Yeah, did a really good job there. Another car that tried to do that was our former leader, Rosenquist. He went on that outside, got completely sideways, out of control, lost all kinds of momentum. He's fallen to the back of the field.
Yeah, there was an issue for Felix Rosenquist because he was sinking like the proverbial stone, and we've got a piece of debris out on the course. And so that's going to bring out a full course caution with 32 laps complete and 23 to go. It's time now to go off the wall with an Indycar race.
There's theory to it, but there's a lot of left away.
Yeah, well, I tell you, you're right an awful lot in this booth, that's for darn sure. As the leaders make their way off of turn number 14, and they wait to see the green flag. And how about Marcus Armstrong, David Malukas? They lead the field. Alexander Rossi, Power Rahal in the top 5 to turn 1.
And important to point out, neither of those front 2 have won IndyCar races. Meanwhile, Alexander Rossi trying to fend off a challenge for Will Power. That's the battle for 3rd, but it's Marcus Armstrong leading him out the hill out of turn 1.
And Marcus Armstrong has a 2 college advantage over that David Malukas machine. The battle is for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Kiffin Simpson running in that 6th position, trying to take a position as well. Will Power getting racy as they head down the more race sweep.
Point in the race where things are heating up, and it's the guy who's had a temperature all weekend, Marcus Armstrong, that has the lead over David Malukas. Then it's Rossi, then side by side behind him. It's Graham Rahal.
Simpson in a pretty good battle right now with Alex Palou. That's the battle for the 6th position.
That's right. Teammates, and I tell you what, he outbroke Alex Palou down in turn 5. He's not just going to pull over and let his teammate get by, that's for sure.
So Kiffin Simpson goes up to the 6th position. Palou has worked his way around Louis Foster. Meanwhile, up front, it's a 9/10 of a second lead for Marcus Armstrong over David Malukas. And as Dick pointed out, Davey, neither one of those guys have gotten the victory lane yet.
Yeah, that's right. There's a good opportunity right now for those guys in 1st and 2nd place right there. I'm still impressed. Graham Rahal, he started in that 5th position. He got the treasure in his head, but he's keeping it. He actually put a little pressure on Will Power to pass him coming off turn 1 last lap.
Plus 16 on the day. So again, a woeful qualifying performance, but a good race pace.
Yeah, and he talked about it before the race started in the core driver introduction. He said, man, I don't know what I have. I just hope it's good. And I told him about some of the hits we have with bad cars early, but they're good in the race, and he has one today.
So Will Power's on a charge now. He's in the 4th position.
Simpson continues to look comfortable as they work their way into turn number 5. Nobody more comfortable right now than Marcus Armstrong. Sending it out about a 10 car advantage over David Malukas. Alexander Rossi running the show. Roman Grosjean continues to stop a little bit of strong move without stopping Grosjean to get into the race.
Yeah, how about that? Really good run by him.
Try to get that spot back by the time they get to turn number 5. That's the big question that everybody's anticipating. And he starts to the front. Hello now in front of Will Power. Power line from the middle. It's trying to go inside that door. That door. Power's not done yet, Dave. Still working on the turn number 6.
Yeah, he was what a great battle right there. He did have a little touch on their turn.
Leader Marcus Armstrong clear at this point, followed by David Malukas and then Alexander Rossi. Then it's Graham Rahal with Kiffin Simpson losing away. You wait just a minute as this Palou comes to the field. Power followed by Christian Lundgaard.
pointed out, getting 56-year-old version of clearly he finds his place in his life.
He really does, man. What a power move by him. And he continues to impress.
Got to give a ton of credit to both these guys on days when we didn't talk about them perhaps in the outset of this race. Now all of a sudden there's some players up in the top five. Grand Hall, Giffen Simpson is behind him, but it's the pole sitter Alex Below, followed by Will Power.
He continues to impress Davey in the top 10 or so. The speed that he's got on the drive. Drivers that are running all the holding steady the top 10.
Holding steady, running good lap times as well.
They now make their way through that slight right-hander of turn number 4.
And Davey, as you predicted, there are a lot of teams that are ready to head to the pit lane. It looks like we saw the 20-meter participation.
Yes, sir. It might have been going in. Let's get it going. That's the Johnson is the first in that open window from right to glass out to Joey Duffy to make something.
It's a pretty clean race about the Saracen all the way. They've been hanging around the top 10 on there.
Yeah, you know, he got stepped off track there. Unfortunately, left him back a ways. I mean, you know, he's been fast, but when he got pushed off, pushed him back to that 23rd. Well, he was actually about in that 12th spot now in 23rd after that stop. But he can make some time now. This is that yellow that he's going, hey, I'm going to pit early. Let's hope that yellow comes out. I'm going to cycle towards the front of the field.
Now, you mentioned at the very, very start, that pit window, 12 to 16, and there's 15 laps to go.
Yeah.
So we should be good.
It's open. Yeah, it's definitely open. They can make it from here on, no question.
And nobody has to be in any fuel safe mode.
No, at the 15, you might have to do a teeny bit, but I don't think it will.
Black going from black. Get there, Black. Up in front, Alex Below. What do you see, Alex?
Alex Below in the pit, adding a turn of front wing. Congested as they go out of the pit, but a smooth stop of the test. It's run the red race to turn 1.
Giffen Simpson will be ahead of Rossi and Below. They might have been tires. In fact, Rossi got shoved off the racetrack, so it's Simpson and Below, and then Rossi marks. That's how the race off in this lane.
Marcel goes like that. They give the answer to that race.
Someone's in every corner we see. Somebody's on this side. And you know that you better plan on get punted, but that was a big loss for Rossi. He was in that third position going in, and now he's cycled back to 5th right now.
As you can see Simpson weaving back and forth a little bit. He's trying to get the heat built up in those tires as quickly as he possibly can.
Yeah, well, look who's behind you. Alex Below, his teammate, I know, but you know, you're one of the best in the business behind you, so he has to not put a wheel wrong, get heat those tires as fast as possible, try to keep Below behind you.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see how hard Rossi will push as we're watching that, and given where they cycle back in,
Got the tires underneath him. He'll accelerate, leaving pit lane, followed by David Malukas, then Graham Rahal, then Will Power. Then you've got the congestion as Alex Below goes way off the racetrack, trying to get around Noah Siegel. Michael, they're side by side in 3. And they're still side by side as they make their way to turn number 3. Siegel will give up that position. Now Alexander Rossi goes on to the attack. They're now side by side. Rossi with a slight advantage over Noah Siegel. He'll clear them at the entrance to turn number 4 as they head down to turn number 5.
That wide exit of turn number 1. They mixed it up now.
They do mix it up, and I'll tell you what, the undercut that those drivers did. We talked about Rossi, the Simpson, and Play did not look down. They're going to fall back. All those cars in front of them came out in front of them as well.
We will set the reset the full field for you when we come back. As far as 10 seconds for seeing that notification. This is Indycar Radio powered by Indy.
Also down and away on Firestone Black, I do believe. So Colette gets around Grosjean here on pit lane. As there is Giffen Simpson and Alex Below and Alexander Rossi all the way out of pit lane. Tyler Colette and Romain Grosjean rejoin the field. 12 laps to go here at the Xpel Grand Prix of Road America, presented by AMR. Christian Lingard for Earl McLaren. Chevrolet out front on Firestone Black. Parisi on Firestone Black in the second spot. And Bruce goes quick. In the Honda, currently in third. We are into the final third of the Xpel Grand Prix.
And Terre Haute, Indiana. 11 laps to go. And Davey, we see Christian Lingard, Felix Rosenquist, Scott Dixon, Joseph Dugard, Powell Ward, and Marcus Armstrong. So give us an idea of where at least those top 5 stand in terms of this.
Yeah, they have to pit one more time. You know, they stay out there as long as they can and just get some laps led right now. But Marcus Armstrong He's the one. When it cycles through, he's going to be leading it with Malukas, Rahal, Power, Simpson, and Perot. Now, I'll tell you, the undercut really didn't help much. I mean, I think Perot and Simpson, they lost the ground. Rossi lost a lot of ground. He came in, he would have been a P3 now. He could be a P6 when it cycles through.
And when almost just cycles back through, Graham Rahal was poised for another turn.
Yeah, the right string was broken.
And more like the time the race those cars again.
So here's how it works. There would be Graham in that third position and Power behind him. But right now, Graham, he ran fast for that by. Still need the pit, but we'll see how they all cycle out when that's finished.
Pretty good stop off and on Michael Young because he's trying to fight off David Malukas as we speak.
He's about 20 car lengths behind Marcus Armstrong, but yeah, a good stop for Christian Lundgaard as he'll battle David Malukas. They'll make their way through turn number 4. Oh, Malukas goes off track as they head to turn 5.
But I think David Malukas indeed is going to get to turn 5 in front of Christian Lundgaard. As a matter of fact, he's swiped it down towards the inside of the track. Swings it wide. Lundgaard just behind it by about a car and a half.
I mean, the left tire went entirely off the racetrack, and Malukas was able to gather it back in, David.
Yeah, and he didn't lift. I mean, he was bound to come. So the undercut is the hot ticket. And sometimes the undercut is, so you these guys hitting right now. Surprisingly coming out in a competitive position. And wow, what a move by Malukas to save that car.
He almost got both rear wheels off.
Yeah, he did. That was really tricky right there for sure. But now got a nice lead over him right now. He'll
The majority of the field is going past. As that Scott McLaughlin roars past, and Rosenquist gets the no fight in. Mark right ahead of Noah Siegel, although Siegel might have just passed him out, leading turn number 1.
Michael Young picked that up. That's the battle for the 12th position with Rosenquist having that right.
Yeah, and Siegel got around both of them. Obviously, Rosenquist and Dixon on those 2 tires. It'll take a minute to get those up to temperature. So a nice pass by Nolan Siegel to steal that battle. Rosenquist and Dixon head to 5.
So we'll watch and see how it shakes out by the time they get here to turn number 5. It is McLaughlin, then you wait. Siegel, Rosenquist, Dixon starting to take a look towards the inside of Rosenquist. Rosenquist shut that door by the time they got to the corner.
This game, David Rosenquist had a fast race early on, David, but the pit strategy did not fall his way.
He got caught out of that yellow, but the good news is he has teammate good, so you're really happy.
5 down to the bottom of the turn. It starts out with Joseph Newgarden and then Otto O'Ward behind him. Those are 2 drivers, of course, that scuttled their way back and now work their way through turn number 6.
And what's interesting to note, Davey, you go back to last year and how the fuel strategy fell out against Scott Dixon missed it by 2 laps.
Missed it by 2 laps, and the situation, I expect Newgarden and Owen anytime, that they would have to go 21 laps. There's just no way to do that. So you know they're going to pit only 8 laps to go. It will be a short field for those guys, but they're going to cycle quite a ways down.
That battle for the 4th position is starting to get a bit more interesting. That's David Malukas and Christian Lundgaard. We've been watching this play out. We've been watching Will Power back down in Graham Rahal. This is just a stick that also involved the battle for the super battle below. Rossi, McLaughlin, and for this late in the race, Davey, there's still plenty of good battles around the race.
Yeah, there's if you look at his timing, you think Newgarden and Pato, they could be, he has momentum to catch it.
The lap continues to wind down. 7 laps to go. The Xpel Grand Prix at Road America.
7 laps to go here at the Xpel Grand Prix presented by AMR. Just a few laps remaining. Everybody should have made their final stops now, I do believe, on the final sequence here. And there is Lundgaard in the number 7. Looking to see where I believe Newgarden in 6 cycles at 13th, followed by Kirkwood and Pato, your top 15. Riding on board underneath the Corvette bridge. Lundgaard now. Working in a hurry down as well. Lundgaard, second spot now, behind Marcus Armstrong. The 66 Honda and the 7 Chevrolet and the 12 Chevrolet, that is your top 3. Armstrong
right now. If he continues to a half a second, he'll be about a half second behind in the Petro comes out.
Giving the full field rundown with 5 laps to go. Marcus Armstrong is your leader by 3.1 seconds over Christian Lundgaard. Christian Lundgaard now is 3rd, 4 seconds behind Lundgaard. Then it's Graham Rahal 4th, Will Power 5th, Gibbons Simpson 6th. Alex Below is 7th, Alexander Rossi is 8th, Scott McLaughlin is 9th, David Siegel is 10th. 11th, Steven Rosenquist, 12th, Santino Ferrucci, 13th, Joseph Newgarden, 14th, Tyler Warner. 15, South Bendwood, 16, got 67, Foster, 20th, Kyle Collette, 21st, Regis BK, 22nd, Dick Schumacher, 23rd, Dennis
Two drivers whose dad are racers. Rick Armstrong's son Marcus trying to hold on to the son of David Lundgaard, Christian Lundgaard, who is just well coming behind him through turn number 6.
David Malukas has the front grab for that third position. Same thing for Grant Rahal, the fourth, although Will Power start to draw a beat on him a little bit. Power and Simpson, that's been a pretty good battle for Simpson the last lap or two.
That has been a great race right there. I mean, Simpson is not down. He matches his finish last year in 6th position, trying to better get back out.
And James, there was a big battle by Marcus Armstrong, and now off the fence, the lead is to the second of the Christian Lundgaard.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Down the, something happened to Marcus Armstrong.
It looks like he's going to work his way around Marcus Armstrong now as they work their way off the carousel. And just like that, Christian Lundgaard has gone from the rear of the field to P1, JD, as the
Lundgaard, and it looks like Armstrong has had some issues down the front straightaway. We've gone full course yellow. That Remax car pulls to the inside. He's got the smoke billowing out of the back of that car as the field swings by the left side of the racetrack. It's all falling apart for Marcus Armstrong.
Oh, Davey, that is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, had it well. And then I knew he didn't lose that much time. There's no way the pace he had, but that car, something broken inside, smoke boiling out of the left rear of that race car. No oil in this, something internal in that engine. Oh, just a heartbreaker for that kid.
3 laps for victory for Marcus Armstrong.
Yeah, just terrible. Wow. Oh, I mean, the pace is there. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say. This kid has been trying so hard. And now Lundgaard, I tell you, he's going to pull off at turn 5. There's going to be a couple laps to go by the time this goes green again. You got to remember now, there's going to be some
top 5. Malone, Rossi, McLaughlin, Siegel, and Rosenquist, the top 10. Ferrucci, Newgarden, Award, Kirkwood, Dixon, 50. Foster, Erickson, Grosjean, Collette, and Regis BK through 20th. 21st will be Dick Schumacher, 22nd, Dennis Towner, 23rd, and Stingray Robb. Marcus Armstrong in the 24th position, and Christian Rasmussen 25th. Those two are out of the race. The green flag flies along with the white flag as we are into the final lap of the Xpel Grand Prix here at Road America.
It's a one-lap shootout to decide it as Christian Lundgaard leads the field down into turn number 1. David Malukas is close, but he's still 2 or 3 car lengths behind. It's Christian Lundgaard leading the field out of turn 1.
Christian Lundgaard has 2 car lengths advantage over David Malukas. Will Power will take over that 3rd position, but Lundgaard trying to get his 3rd career victory in his career. 4 car lengths as he makes his way to the Moraine Suite for the final time.
This crowd in turn number 5 saluted when Lundgaard took the lead. This is the first time they'll be able to salute at speed. Lundgaard now with a 2 car length advantage. David Malukas comes second, followed by Will Power. Grant Rahal gets
Will Power was able to pick up the 3rd spot on that podium. He passed Graham Rahal. We'll see if he can hold on to it. JD, good strong restart by Christian Lundgaard.
Yeah, really good restart. He's got those copper compound tires, which definitely helped smooth over Hunt from Hauger. Almost went off course, but gathered it up as well.
Yeah, he went off at the entrance to the carousel, and that's where the field is working their way off of now. And he has already built a 1-second lead, talking about Christian Lundgaard, as he winds his way down through the Canada corner, and we see Lundgaard, Malukas, now Graham Rahal has decided he wants that 3rd spot on the podium. Him and Power involved in a really good battle. And Graham Rahal spins to the outside retaining wall into Canada corner as Will Power moves along. Graham Rahal's day is done, and we've got a full court caution, and Davey, that's going to give the race to Christian Lundgaard.
Oh, what a bummer. So Power passed Rahal, but the Rahal passed it back, but then they were trying to do it again, and unfortunately got together. But Lundgaard finds himself in victory lane.
And how about that battle for 3rd? And because of that, Davey, Kiffin Simpson is able to work his way through the carnage, and Kiffin Simpson is going to grab the 3rd spot on the podium. Alex Palou improves to 4th, and Will Power completes the top 5.
How about that? Almost a top 3. You talked about Palou and how lucky he could get it. He did it again. But yeah, well, great run by Power. Was able to finish. So bummer for Graham Rahal. Gosh, God, what a tough day. Ran a great race. Graham sure ran a great race. But, yeah.
All for Doc, ladies and gentlemen, we've got his career win number 1. Christian Lugard will share the spoils of victory.
But over 30 years of age, and as we mentioned, the Platinum guys also over 30, but with 430 brake horsepower, 380 foot-pounds of torque, and as Jim Booth coined the phrase, the torque monster SR10 will be coming to the green first. It's Wayne Williams who leads them along the front straightaway, a perfect formation, and we're green here once again at Road America.
Already 3 abreast before they even get to the start-finish line. But once the green flag is out, the field can certainly go extended. And as we race all the way down into turn 1, big move in turn 1 for
Robert
Williams.
Rossi, fantastic stuff. So Wayne Williams has capitalized on his pole position. Robert Rossi, though, the big mover and shaker, gets into second place as they head into turn 3. And Steve Jenks has slotted into third. Meanwhile, a little bit of a lock up there for Mike Cantaldi, and we've got a spin, and around we go. That's David Mason, I think, in the 28.
Here they come to turn
Pretty
5.
significant contact there as well.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of damage on the 28 machine. It is indeed the Graham Rahal performance driver. So Graham Rahal with some drama in the Indycar racing, driving with Landon Clark, also with drama on the opening lap. So a big moment on the break. That involves Sanders Google, and that fighting is fast and furious. Perhaps finding conditions a little bit different with all of that Firestone rubber on the circuit, whilst these Hankook tyres come up to temperature.
So Wayne Williams, your leader overall. Rossi, a great start into that second spot. Steve Jenks, who has been fantastic this weekend. And Jim Romer, another one off in turn 8.
And that's the Michelob Ultra car, I think. So that is Matt Romer, and it's a full course caution. How unlucky for Matt Romer. He was...
well, not yes and no. Unlucky that that the yellow flag comes out for certainly the field.
Get around
even losing.
that would be fun to watch.
Bring them back to the green flag.
Back to the green flag. Racing once again with Jim Romer, looking pretty racing on Steve Jenks. Further back, a couple of side-by-side action as it's Steve Jenks who has to defend from Jim Romer. And it looks to me like Kendall might be through on Jonas Expo.
But Ross is starting to put some pressure on Wayne Williams as well at the point of the field. But there is Axel
ahead of Kendall, so Kendall couldn't get it done in turn 1. We'll have to wait and see what happens down into turn 5. Meanwhile, Jack Yang is ahead of them. Breathing
Here they
are.
are. Oh, to the lead. Hell
The
yeah.
points leader.
Oh!
They go side by side.
Williams has to have a little bit of a racing room provided as well on the exit of 5. Contact right at the center of the apex, right where we switched our camera angles there. So we missed the actual contact, but you know it was there.
Don't worry, I got
simply
it.
because of Williams' half spin, able to continue, but obviously falling down the order now for Wayne Williams.
Yeah, so if you're Steve Jenks, I think someone would be on the radio saying, look, there's likely going to be some kind of penalty involved there. Jenks, just keep it calm. Robert Rossi.
It sounds like Williams actually stopped, perhaps. Full course yellow.
Another one.
And another car stricken as well.
May lead into our pit stop window.
It's not over here.
That's going to make a really, really good pit lane. Someone has to keep
see if we can get one lap.
Radical Cup underway yet again, and resumes the race lead does Robert Rossi. Further
Really
back in
weird
the pack,
start
just
there.
jostling into
Very
the Pro
split up. Looks like they
1500
didn't know they were
and
going
the
green.
Gold class. And we've just been told, breaking news, Robert Rossi, a drive-through penalty for
That's later.
contact on the 611. And the pit window is open for 10 minutes. So Robert Rossi has some work to do. He's going to finish in second. Robert
The leader.
Absolutely. So two cars have come on the pit lane as
Second
well.
place car. Just did a drive-through penalty, which doesn't count unless
With
it's
that
mandatory
drive
pit
through,
stop.
they'll have to go around and then make potentially another stop.
hurry up over the radio.
About 3 minutes into the pit window, opened with about 17 minutes.
We had some cars
And
going over
change
the pits as
on the
well.
clock.
So look at this stunning stuff from
Here they
the
come.
86
Battle here.
Robot with some work to do. A little bit ominous. They do come through, but Jack Yang getting held up by Wagner. Jack Yang yeah, there's not long to go. The driver's going to have to drop went past 10 outside the window.
Multiple cars coming in. Now, I think the building is going to have to select their pit stop here. I certainly expect that.
The Delta. What is time between the pit in and the pit after? Looks like there's a radio communication over to the pit wall. Tumble out. Jack into the double.
Dive bomb. That's an aggressive pass.
just ahead. That's Tiger Beetle car coming through. Followed by Jack Yates in the 21 machine. Really, really close as they come down into turn 12. This could be an opportunity. We'll understand. It is really in the lead of the motor race. Really running wide. That was Kelly. Liam and Mexican rather.
That is third overall in the motor race as well. I would imagine once the cycle's out, he was one of the first cars back.
Oh, we've got an incident, a car fire. Unbelievable. Chip Roma was commenting yesterday on yesterday's podium how he was so glad just to have a little bit of luck. So he won. Now he's had a spin on his outlap. Disaster for the Canadian side. Wasn't trying 14, yeah, that's throwing away a podium. And that could that could play a role in this championship. Gianna Reed seems to lead the points. The likes of Never catching up to the points now. Others too. Gianna Reed throwing away. Stars in the future, but tough after that race, in fact, he came off second best, but was so thrilled with the action and just the race. He said that he was
And now he's got the advantage with a plastic car between the two of them, but giving him a little bit of a cushion here in the final 3.5 minutes.
40 minutes so quick when you have unbelievable. And that was sort of more of the diploma blasting bar. What a recovery. Rocky taken out of all of that by the penalty.
They able to get the car running right away after the contact. Right there in the final 2.5 minutes. So really the final probably 2 laps here out there.
So Xpel capitalized on the pit stop.
at Indy Tour.
As a dad and a grandpa myself, I don't know. My kids, this is kind of old.
Someone went really close. Who was that? That was Matt Roma, senior father of the son. The big car.
Well, coming off the pit stop, though, Jim Romer held the fast lap of the day.
Meanwhile, in a masterclass of Steve Jenkins. And for that matter, ultra impressive. Another one. Tonight on Jonas Expo. Here at Road America, Grand Prix of the Radical Cup North America. Almost done and dusted. Everyone else coming around. That is going to be his favorite. Mike Ganzel is taking
Matt Romer looks like he was down
I
in
think that's your winner right there.
That was good in the gold class. Spectacular
Yeah.
stuff. Not a bad result at all for Dennis Kelly. Danbro Senior does do the job with Pro Circuit from his the Redwood Painters.
Wants an additional 3 more. Number 26 is the USP special. That is the section 30. Bridget. 500 in 1934. Green flag is out for some hop laps. Also have the Novi Vespa special, the Willard Battery special, and the Sheridan Thompson special. Paul Russo, Parnelli Jones, and AJ Ford respectfully. Did late 50s, mid 60s as well here this weekend. Vincent Indy, some hot laps underway.
There'll be some more coming shortly. Yeah, it is a more world car. It's amazing. Straight cut gearbox. Just for reference, he's coming around for a second lap. Before some of the older cars have made it around for their first. That's a pretty big speed difference. Not as beautiful. Here we go. Here's the most modern car you can think of. Look at that.